Well, it's official. After the recent Nintendo Direct, we now officially know that the Wave 4 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass is coming out March 9th, which is a lot earlier than I thought it was going to. And we officially know all 8 tracks are going to be part of the wave, and I'm simultaneously extremely excited and extremely disappointed. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on everything involved in this patch, my opinions on everything, okay? Because apparently people really love hearing some random dude on the internet talk about this shit. So, alright, let's get into this, alright? Alright, so looking at the cups, we've got the Fruit Cup, which is an... that's kind of an interesting name, where we've got Amsterdam Drift, Riverside Park from Mario Kart Super Circuit, DK Summit from Mario Kart Wii, and a brand new Yoshis Island track that may or may not be the best looking track I've seen in the entire game. The Boomerang Cup features Bangkok Rush. Yeah, that one's pretty funny too. Bangkok. Bangkok. Who comes up with this shit? That's pretty clever. Whoever came up with that name deserves a raise. Mario Kart DS's Mario Circuit, which... frankly, I mean, I guess, but like, do we really need another Mario Circuit? Waluigi Stadium, we'll talk about that later. And Singapore Speedway, which, damn, that track looks nice. Alright, let's get into this. First, we're going to talk about the city tracks. I'm going to be honest, I'm not as high on the city tracks as a lot of other people. It's not because I don't enjoy them, but I haven't played Mario Kart Tour. I don't have a personal attachment to these tracks. And I think they're personally hit or miss. Some of the city tracks, in my opinion, are ridiculously convoluted and frankly suck to race on. I'm looking at you Berlin byways. And the other half, you got some tracks that are just boring as shit. Who the hell actually likes Tokyo Blur? Especially that last lap. Come on, do better. Alright, but looking at it, I don't really have an issue with any of these tour tracks, especially Singapore Speedway. That's pretty damn cool. We're going to mainly be focusing on the new tracks that are going to be added that, you know, aren't the tour track. So first we're going to start with GBA Riverside Park. I barely played Super Circuit, and as far as I remember, this track has never came back at any point. And it's just a complete facelift, complete change of the track. You got the Batuis. They're spitting out the items. They're spitting out the mushrooms. Now I wonder if they'll spit out other stuff too. Like I wonder if they'll spit out stars and all that. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Alright, really love what they did with that track. Now the only thing is, I didn't see any meteors. The original track had like those meteor bombs or whatever, and that would have been really awesome to see. Or was that? I might be confusing it with Lakeside Park. My Super Circuit knowledge is rusty. Next, we got to talk about DK Summit. This is a track that I really loved in Mario Kart Wii. I've never met anyone who didn't like this track, and frankly, I'm really glad that it's returning. I'm really glad it's returning. Now, I don't think it's going to be as fun as Mario Kart Wii, mainly because the inside drift bikes in that track. You got the ultra shortcut where you just go skip the 2 gaps and just land on the other side. That was pretty fun, even though I never really mastered it. But yeah, I still think it's a really solid track to come back. Mario Circuit. Not only did they bring back another Mario Circuit, which I think is extremely unlikely. My god, I am off today. Unnecessary. But they brought back one of the worst Mario circuits that isn't already in the game. You could have brought back N64 Mario Raceway. You could have brought back GCN Mario Circuit. You could have brought back Mario Kart Wii's Mario Circuit. You could have brought back Mario Kart 7's Mario Circuit. Or, you know, better than all of those options, you could have just not brought back another Mario Circuit and put something else in, like Delfino Square or something. Koopa Cape, something that isn't a circuit track. We already have enough of these. This is the 4th Mario Circuit. No, it's the 5th. It's the 5th because we got Mario Kart Stadium, right? You got Mario Kart Stadium. Then you got GBA Mario Circuit. Then you got SNES Mario Circuit 3. And then, on top of that, there's another one. I'm sorry, I'm off today. I'll put it on the screen. I completely forgot. Next, we're going to be talking about Waluigi Stadium. I'm a big fan of this track. I really am. I do like Waluigi Stadium, but I think this all but confirms that Wario Colosseum will never return in a Mario Kart game ever again. The greatest track of all time, bro. So good that they had to shorten it to 2 laps. So massive, and it's never coming back. Let's be real. There's no way they bring back Wario Colosseum and Waluigi Stadium in this booster pass, especially considering that they share the same music track and they come from the same game. If they're bringing back another GCN track, it's not going to be Wario Colosseum. It could be something like Dino Dino Jungle. It could be something like DK Mountain, Daisy Cruiser. But it's not going to be Wario Colosseum. And that, you know, that's my favorite track, the best track of all time. And that's just disappointing. It's just plain disappointing. Next, we got to talk about the new track, Yoshis Island. And frankly, this track looks amazing. I thought the brand new Mario Kart Booster Pass unique tracks, whatever you want to call them, have been hit or miss for me. On one hand, you have Sky High Sundae, which I thought was really disappointing. I wasn't a big fan. And on the other hand, you have Ninja Hideaway, which I think you can make a legitimate argument is one of, if not the best track in the entire game right now, and was the highlight of Wave 1 of the Booster Course Pass. Yoshi's Island looks phenomenal, right? Sky High Sundae is basically just a giant Excite Bike type track, right? It's boring, right? It sucked. We already had Sweet Sweet Canyon, so was it really necessary? Yoshi's Island, on the other hand, arguably the most underrated game of all time, alright? I kid you not. The original Yoshi's Island on the SNES was fire, alright? Absolutely fire, and I love the fact that it's getting some rep in Mario Kart. It's about time. It's got the pastel colors and everything. It looks amazing. Alright, last thing we gotta talk about here. We gotta talk about the new returning character, and that is Birdo. Alright, Birdo. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest Birdo fan, but come on. I miss Birdo. Alright, I miss Birdo. She wasn't in Mario Kart 7. She wasn't in Mario Kart 8 originally. I also really like how they brought back all these extra colors, right? You got all the colors of Birdo now. The only thing that this needs that would make it better, if we could get that Turbo Yoshi and the Turbo Birdo carts from Mario Kart Double Dash. No excuse, man. They're in Mario Kart Tour. Just port them over. We'll be fine, man. We'll be all set. Gonna be fire, alright? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. I want to see some carts, man. I want to see some carts, some new bikes, some new wheels, whatever. Just bring it over, man. I'm tired of waiting. And it's just a shame. Now, I'm hoping that we get some other characters back in the future. If they dropped a second character, just shadow drop it, don't even announce it in this wave, that would be phenomenal. I don't think that's going to happen. Nintendo doesn't usually shadow drop things like that. Although I'll give them credit. They did shadow drop Metroid Prime Remastered. They did do that, which was pretty cool. Alright, I picked that up. Pretty good game. Solid. Now, it would be amazing if they shadow drop Funky Kong. If they shadow drop Funky Kong and said, hey, you know, you got DK Summit, you want to do tricks, we're going to give you Funky Kong. And let's go. Let's give you the Flame Runner as well. That would be perfect. That would make this the best DLC wave yet by far.